Hello and welcome to the video. And in this video, I'll be solving the problem of removing and replacing the active class. As you can see, we have this kind of tabs. I've tried to create it here, and this first tab is the active one, and which is has the active class on it. And all the others, what we are going to do is we're going to remove this class from here, and we're going to add the active class to these tabs. So uh, as you can see how it will going to work then is I'm clicking on the tabs, so that tab is getting active. Right? So okay, so let's get straight into this. So I have this HTML code here. I've taken a tabs container. This we have the tabs list as our UL, and in the allies we are assuming them as the tabs, and they have the class of tab as well. And as you can see, the first tab has the active class. So in this, and this is CSS. Of course, is the pretty simple flex technology that I have used in here. So and the very simple animation that is going on in that. So let's start writing the JavaScript for that. Alright. So I'll go here and I'll refresh it. As you can see, let me save this. And it's on the live server, so we don't have to refresh the page. So as you can see now, I'm clicking on the tabs, it's not working. So we have to write the JavaScript for that. So first, what we are going to do is I'm going to take a variable as tabs in a container, and we're going to get that element from the doc, get element by class name. Alright, get element by class name, and here we are going to take this class, the tab list. I'll copy this class from here, and I'm going to paste this class here. So we are going to have the UL, and what is the use of it? Uh, you will see in a while. And next variable we are going to take as tabs. Now we are not going to get the element from the document, but from the tabs container variable that we have just created, and we're going to use the get element by class name method here again, and that allies that we are taking as the tabs have the tab class. So I'll copy them from their HTML, and I'm going to paste that class here, so it's going to be tab. Now if one thing we need to fix here is that if I uh, let's say I'll copy this. If we console log this, this will going to give the output of arrays. So which will going to basically give us the error when we are targeting these tabs. So if I go on the page and open the console, here we can see that this is giving us back as an array, and this is the error that it is giving us for this line. So what we need to do is, if I using indexing, it's on the 0 position. So if I uh, give it the 0 index, then we go on the page. As you can see, that error is removed, and we have our element, and inside of it these are the tabs which we are targeting here. Okay, so let's remove the console log, and in here what we are going to do is I'm going to take our tabs variable, and on this we will write the add event listener function. So here we have our add event listener method is there for we'll use the click one, and we're going to take an anonymous function here. Inside of this, on this, when the tabs are going to be clicked, we will first create a variable which will going to be known as current, and in this we're going to get the element from the document dot get element by class name. That will be our active current active class which will going to be on the element. We're going to get that from our document, and I'm going to so to replace the class, to remove the class from that, in JavaScript we do it this way. I'll take the current variable, and there is a method called class name. So I'll get that, and in that we are going to take the variable current, and its class name dot replace. There is a replace function which we can use, and the first value will be the value we want to replace, and the second value will be from which we want to replace. So we are going to replace the current active from active to empty, and now as we can as you know that by targeting element from the class name, we get the array. So to resolve that, we target the first element using indexing 0. This one also going to be the 0, and it will not going to give us any error now. Okay, moving forward, I'm going to use this keyword here, and on that we're going to take the class name method, and yeah, write the active. Okay, so basically this keyword what it is doing is we are targeting this, means it will going to target this anonymous function which is for this click function, and which is the add event listener function which is on the tabs. So this keyword will directly going to target tabs. So and we are using the class name method on this. So what we are doing is we are directly targeting the tabs dot class name is equals to, we are giving it or assigning it the active class. So basically here we are getting the active class element, and here we are replacing that active class when clicking on tabs. Whichever tab has the active class, we are removing it from there, and with in this line we are adding assigning the active class to the tabs. So using this, and if like this has a problem, if we do this, it might remove all the class and assign the only active class, which will be problematic. So we are going to add an addition operator here, which we're going to add the class which the element have already, and do not forget to add space here, otherwise it will going to merge from the other class which will going to break that class as well, and the active class will also not work. Okay, so we have written this line here which will going to on the click of tabs it will going to add this class to it. Okay, but now what we have to do is we have to write each tab For each tabs function, we have to write it that many times. So to avoid that, what we can do is we can take it in the loop. So I am going to create the for loop and initialize it. Then we are going to write the condition vi less than the tabs dot length, and we're going to add the value in the I, and inside of this we are going to take our all this uh, snippet. And so basically the tabs we are also going to give us the array. So what we are going to do is in the for loop the I is 0, so it will going to first target the first element, then first the loop runs. In the second it will target the second, and so on and so forth till the condition doesn't turns out to be false. All right. So this is the basic function how for loop works, and we have taken it inside of that function. I think we are pretty much done. Save it. Page. If we go that, then see there is no error as such in the console, and we have our tabs here. And if I click on second tab, then this function is running.